CSW Elodie. This is going to be the video for the script for the phone call introduction and new member screening. Going to be contacting the member Jessica Test. The first thing you want to do is open up Google and type in app.pearsuite, as you can see here. And when you open up that website, you're going to be pulled up into this page. Go ahead and enter in your login credentials. Then again, for this part, after you put in your login credentials, you may be asked for a verification code, which is sent through your phone number. However, that is not the case again. When you enter in the dashboard, you want to go ahead and go into the drop-down menu on the left-hand side and click on the Members section. Now, today, since we're going to be contacting Jessica Test, we are going to be searching her up. Now, since it has popped up, you want to go ahead and click on the member's profile. Here in the member's profile, you are able to locate the member's name, contact information, and health insurance. After that, you want to go ahead and go into the left-hand side where it says Activities. To the right, it should say Add Activity. Go ahead and click on that. You want to go ahead and select the activity, which is named Medi-Cal Outreach. Here it asks if you want to start the activity now or schedule it for later. Since we are contacting the Jessica Test as of now, we're just going to leave it as start now. Go ahead and create the activity. When you pull up the activity, you are able to locate the member's information here, such as date of birth, contact information, and address. Here is just a prep for your outreach, just to make sure you have everything ready in order to contact the member. Go ahead and click next. Now you are ready to call the member. So go ahead and locate the right-hand side and then press the green icon here with the call sticker. Hello, my name is CSW Elodie. I am calling with Anthem Blue Cross on behalf of the Health Tech Community Health Center and Pear Suite. Am I speaking with Jessica Test? Hi, so before I proceed, can you verify your date of birth and address with me?
Okay, yeah. My date of birth is October 18th, 1989.
And then your address for me really quick?
My address is 231 First Street.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you for verifying your information with me. CHW services are provided to you at no cost by your health plan. Do you consent to receive services? Okay, so let me just go ahead and create the consent forms really quick. As your community health worker, I'm here to assist you in reaching any health goals and connecting you to community resources that will support your overall well-being. With that said, can I ask what health concerns you currently have? Uh-huh. So from what you're stating, you haven't been to the doctors in a while and you're concerned about your weight and your blood pressure since you've been to a health fair recently. Is that correct? All right. And really quickly, can I ask you how long has it been since you've seen your primary doctor? 6 years. All right. And then since you mentioned that you did go to a health fair recently, can I ask you what was your blood pressure number when you got a check there? 152/90. All right, thank you. And you mentioned that you wanted to lose like 50 pounds. Is that correct? really quickly, can I ask you, what does a typical day of eating look like for you? So, uh, so for you typically order McDonald's, correct? Just because it's nearby your house? Okay. And what does a typical day of breakfast look like for you? Lunch and dinner? So you order their pancakes for dinner, correct? I mean, for breakfast, correct? Sorry. Uh-huh. And then what about lunch and dinner? So you usually order the same thing, the Big Mac with a large fry and a large soda. Okay. All right. Thank you. And then can I ask you, what does a typical day of physical exercise look like for you? Uh-huh. So you're telling me you try to go for walks, correct? And how long do you usually go for walks? Okay, so since you go on your 15 minutes of walking, it sounds like you're trying to stay physically active, correct? Okay. So to better connect you to health and social resources that best suit your needs, I would like to ask you some questions about you and your family health and social history. Are you available to complete it with me today? Okay, great. So let's start the screening forms status and history portion. The first question I would like to ask you is, how would you describe your current employment status? For example, are you currently employed full-time, working part-time, working seasonally, or are you unemployed? Uh-huh. So you are employed at Home Depot, correct? Are you employed full-time, part-time, full-time? Thank you. And can I ask you, what is your highest level of education? High school? Alright, thank you. Can you describe your marital status? Are you single, married, legally separated, divorced, or widowed? You are single. Okay, thank you. And are there any other individuals besides you residing in the household? Uh-huh. So you're two children, correct? And can I ask you, how many of them are minors? So both of them. And can I ask you, what are their ages? 14 and 8. Okay, thank you. And are there any official legal custody arrangements with any minors residing in the household? No? Okay. Great. Let's move on to the general needs screening. How would you describe your current housing situation? Do you have stable housing, unstable housing? Do you live in an apartment, house? Uh-huh. So if what I'm hearing is correct, you have stable housing and you're currently living in a two-bedroom apartment, correct? Thank you. And in the questions I will ask momentarily, you can respond in a yes or no fashion. So I would like to start off with, in the last 12 months, have you or your household experienced any of the following issues with food, such as running out of food before having enough money to buy more? No? What about not having enough food some of the time? No? And then lacked access to healthy food options? Yes? Alright. And in the last 12 months, has lack of reliable transportation kept you or your household from going to appointments? No? What about getting to work? No? And then getting anywhere else that you guys need to go to? No? Okay. Thank you. And lastly, in the last 12 months, have you experienced any of the following issues with utilities, such as having one or more utilities shut off due to non-payment? No? Alright. Have you had one or more utility bills sent to collections due to non-payment? No. What about experience any barriers to accessing necessary utilities? No? Okay. And next, I would like to ask you if do you need any assistance registering for or enrolling in an educational program? Oh yeah. So examples of an educational program is a GED program, community college, trade or vocational school. No. Do you need any assistance securing reliable employment or a new job if you are currently unemployed? No. Would you like assistance determining if you qualify or can apply for any income or financial benefits, such as SNAP, employment, disability? No. Do you ever feel unsafe at home, work, school, etc., or do you need assistance addressing any safety concerns? Okay. Yeah. No. Do you need any peer support or advocacy? No. All right. Thank you. All right. And I would like to ask you, are you currently enrolled in or receiving any health insurance or benefits? Yes. All right. Can I ask you what is your health insurance covered by? Is it Anthem, Kaiser, Molina? Anthem? All right. Thank you. And can I ask you, are you currently on Medi-Cal? Yes, you are. All right. Thank you. And do you need any assistance enrolling in any other health benefits or understanding your health benefits at all? No? Thank you. Would you like us to assist you in finding or establishing care with a primary care provider? Yes? Uh-huh. So you did mention from earlier that you haven't been to a or seen a doctor in 6 years, correct? Uh-huh. And it seems like yeah, you do want to address your blood pressure since it was 152/90. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. I will go ahead and make that note. And then would you like any assistance finding or establishing care with a mental health care provider at all? No. How about a healthcare specialist? Are you interested in that? No. All right. And lastly, do you need any type of health education? No. All right. Thank you. So I'm glad that you were able to speak with me today. I look forward to assisting you as a community health worker. Let's go ahead and review some of the goals that we have identified on the call, and if you like, we can schedule a follow-up call. All right? So during the call, you have told me that you haven't gone to the doctors in a couple years, and from that, you have noticed from your recent occurrences that your blood pressure is presumably high, which is 152/90, and you expressed an interest in losing 50 pounds, correct? Uh-huh. And since you would like to be connected to a doctor, I did notice that in your location you are most close to one community health instead of well-spaced health that you are attending. Would you mind or would you be interested in me calling one community health to set up an appointment? Yes? Alright, thank you. So, from the conversation that we had, how would you order their level of importance or urgency? Yes, yeah. So the um, connecting to a doctor is the most important, correct? Uh-huh. Yes. So like I said, again, I will call one community health to schedule an appointment, just so you can be able to connect to that health center and be connected to one of their primary care providers. All right? And then also, would you also be interested in a follow-up phone call? This is just so I can check in on how you're doing and if you need any additional support. Yes? All right. Thank you so much. So, what day and time would you like me to schedule with you in about a week? Okay. So, let me see here. April 1st will be fine with you? All right. And at what time will be best? 4:30. All right. Thank you. And I do understand, or thank you for telling me that you are interested in scheduling a follow-up appointment. May I also ask for your consent to bill your insurance for the service? This is at no cost to you at all. Yes? All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I'll talk to you on April 1st at 4:30 p.m. for our follow-up appointment. All right? And then I will also be calling One Community Health to schedule an appointment with them too. All right, thank you. Have a great day. Hello, this is CHW Elodie. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to fill out a new Medi-Cal outreach form. When you create this activity, you're going to switch to the screen from the member's profile. On the screen, you are going to be filling out the new Medi-Cal outreach form. So to start off, Pear already provides a script that is incorporated into this activity. If you're on the phone with the member during this call, you have the option to use Pear script or the one that the Health Tech Community Health Center provides to read to the member. So again, you want to fill out this activity just like how the conversation with the member is going. Here it will ask for a billing consent. If you will ask if the member allows you to create consent forms in Peer Suite. So if the member says yes, go ahead and click yes. Go ahead and select the consent for the billing consent. CHW attestation under consent methods. Do not add anything in the description or the expiry date. All right, so here it will ask for screen support. This is just a overall or general mind of what the member's needs are. So today, since I'm working with Jessica Test, her needs are as stated as medical. All right, once you get to the prepare screening part of the activity, go ahead and ask these questions to the member. Side note here, you have the option of filling out a prepare screening tool physically or digitally. Since I filled mine out physically, I'm just going to be inputting the information I have recorded on my physical copy. One thing to keep in mind is that you are also going to have to ask follow-up questions alongside the Prepare screening tool, just so you have a better understanding of the member's needs. So the screening goes through a few more questions, but I will be skipping along so I can demonstrate the billing and note-taking portion of the activity. Normally, interns will have to complete the whole Prepare screening tool. All right, after the Prepare screening tool, you are pulled into the Schedule a follow-up call with a member. So here's a time where you would like to ask the member if they would like to schedule a follow-up just to address if their needs have been met. So go ahead and if the member says yes, click yes, schedule a follow-up. Make sure the assigned user is assigned under your name. Go ahead and select the time, date and time that is perfect for the member. So we're going to go ahead and set the appointment to March 7th at 4:30 p.m. All right, go ahead and click submit. This is just a medical post-call questions. This is just to make sure you have everything set. Going to click next task. It will ask you for the number of outreach attempts. This is your first attempt as it is the new member Medi-Cal outreach form. Go to enter the date that you first contact the member. So today is March 4th. Click yes if you were able to reach the member. Yes if the member would like to work with us. Go ahead and choose the type of primary assistance requested by the member. So for this member, Jessica Tess, she requested health navigation as she hasn't been to the doctors in a couple of years. For the secondary assistance request, she didn't really state anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and click unsure. This is just outreach comments. You don't really have to put anything here. If you want to go ahead and put it in the notes section. For this, we can just say the member wishes to work with CHW to get connected to a PCP or a primary care provider. After that, you may click next. Go ahead and click finish. Here is the billing section of the activity. So once you get to this part, make sure that the started at and completed at time reflects the time you spent doing any pre-research, member coordination, and calls. So go ahead and select the date there. I made this call at 4:30 p.m. and now I ended the activity at 5 o'clock. Okay, then you want to make sure that you mark this activity as billable and select the correct managed care plan under insurance. So the Jessica Tess's insurance is under Anthem Blue Cross Shield, so I'm just going to leave this at there. Next, you want to make sure under the diagnosis code that you choose 2 codes or less that represents the services that you provide for the member. So the member that I contacted, Jessica, only stated that she hasn't visited her doctor in a couple of years. So what I'm going to choose is unavailability and inaccessibility of healthcare facilities. Now, this is the most important part of the billing. You want to make sure that under the procedure and modifiers, you choose the modifier that says 98960U2, one person, right here. Then, under place of service, select the place of service that says 10 telehealth provider in patient's home if you call a member and coordinated care for them virtually. Otherwise, select the service that says independent clinic if the member came into the clinic for service in person, or select the service that says outreach site street if you served the member in the community. Now it is time to complete the documentation portion of the activity. So go ahead and click on Add Notes to the right-hand side. Here, you want to make sure you document the conversation you had with a member in third person. So go ahead and go to the note title and title this according to the number of times you've contacted the member. So since this is the first Medi-Cal outreach, go ahead and title it Outreach Attempt Number 1. In the contents, again, you want to think SOAP notes: what, when, where, why, and how. So for today's call, the member stated that she hasn't visited her PCP or primary care provider in a couple of years. She stated that her blood pressure was 152/90 when she attended a health fair at her community park. The member also stated that she would like to lose about 50 pounds. And with that, I've also talked to the member, and she stated that she would like to be moved to a health center closer to home, which is One Community Health. So you want to make sure you input that too. After that, you can go ahead and also know the next steps that you're gonna take to meet the member's needs. So I'm just going to input CHW will call One Community Health to schedule an appointment for the member. Then all right, so go ahead and click Create Note. After that, go ahead and make sure you take a second look and see if everything's correct. Go ahead and select End Activity. After you finish filling out the notes section, go ahead and click End. And once you end the activity, you are now able to locate it in the Activities section and the notes under the Notes section. Hi, this is CHW Elodie. Today I'm going to be going over what the pre-appointment care plan form is and how to fill it out. Here is the pre-appointment care plan form, and this is what you will be filling out after each successful outreach attempt with a member. What I mean by a successful outreach attempt is if you call a member and they follow through with the objective of the call, whether the objective be a new member Medi-Cal outreach screening or a needs follow-up. So going back to the form, the purpose of this is to plan out your next steps to the member, which would most likely be a follow-up outreach. You want to start by inputting the member's info under the patient information section. It will include the name, date of birth, and CIN number, and the type of visit that was made. It is also very important that you make sure the time in the activity start and activity end section, it reflects the time that you spent with the member and for research. A great thing about this form too is that you're able to document the stratifying risk of the member's needs and topics of discussion in the bottom right-hand side of the patient information corner, and also add any notes that you want to include too. After that, go ahead and brainstorm your care plan under the pre-appointment planning portion here. It can be steps you are going to take to schedule an appointment with the member's health center or simply make a follow-up call to the member. And I will definitely say that for this part, it is most helpful to create specific steps and in chronological order so you are clear and sure about your task. Then go ahead and document the most significant things mentioned during the conversation with the member under the assessment portion here. So for the member that I worked with, Jessica, she mentioned that she hasn't gotten a physical with her PCP in about 6 years. She recently attended a health fair, and when she got her blood pressure checked, it was 152/90, and she expressed an interest in losing 50 pounds. Next, in the care coordination and intervention section here, you want to go ahead and create goals that should be met in accordance with the member's needs up in the assessment portion above. So go ahead here, we have ensure the member gets connected to a PCP, ensure the transition of the member's health center is smooth, ensure the member has a scheduled physical with her PCP. And then again, these goals in the care coordination and intervention section correlates to the notes we took in the assessment portion. Lastly, go ahead and brainstorm the follow-up call or the visit that you are going to make. It may include the possible questions or topics that may come up during the conversation and or how the follow-up is going to happen if you are going to call them and if they want to come and visit the health center.